Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Now Braith with a 1-2 as this one's lifted into left center field. Going back as a center fielder. This one's going to go behind his head and one run will score. Running second now is going to be Kevin Donati, and he's going to be running third. Going all the way to second base is now going to be Janowski. He's going to stay put. No throw. And that is a 2 RBI 2-bagger by the second baseman, Brandon Janowski. And the Suns now lead it by a score of 6-2.
Now we're going to take you to the birthplace of baseball, Pittsfield, Massachusetts, and Paul Dowd Field at historic Wahconah Park.
Here again, the payoff. High fly ball down the left field line. Going back here is Maduri towards the warning track. Gone! Pittsfield Suns tie up the ball game with a clutch 2-run homer by Connor Moriarty.
Now here's your host for Pittsfield Suns baseball, Billy Madewell and Andrew Belargent.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Paul Dowd Field at Wahconah Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, as the Pittsfield Suns get ready for Game 2 of this doubleheader against the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. If you have been tuning in, welcome back. My name is Billy Madewell. Joined with me, as always, my longtime broadcast partner, Andrew Belargent. Andrew, Suns go down for the first time in FCBL history. They lose. The hosting team loses in a walk-off loss against the technical home team, Martha's Vineyard Sharks. This again because of the continuation game from this past Sunday.
Yeah, this doesn't quite look like Martha's Vineyard, but the Sharks teeing off and winning it as though it were at the Vineyard Baseball Park in Game 1. And now the Suns look for revenge in a shortened Game 2.
A walk-off loss as the bases were loaded with 2 men gone. Eric Fogg, who's a heavy hitter, of all things, he squibs one off the end of the bat down the third base line, and the third baseman there, Kolumovic, tried to throw it to first, but with a slow roller that it was an infield hit the whole way, and that's the first time in FCBL history that there's a walk-off win where the hosting team loses.
And in such wacky fashion as well, the Sharks played a couple runners with no outs, eventually find themselves bases loaded with 2 outs, and that's how they win the game.
We're going to listen in to the national anthem. You're listening to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Stand to this time, would you please rise and remove your hats for the honor of America. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, through the ramparts we watched, who so gallantly streaming in the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, land of the free and the home of the brave.
Beautiful job from the assistant general manager, Brian Flagg. Ladies and gentlemen, we're all set for Game 2 of this doubleheader in Pittsfield Suns baseball with the starting lineup for the visiting Martha's Vineyard Sharks.
Leading off for the Sharks and standing in momentarily, left fielder number 2, Kai Nelson. Batting second, scored the game-winning run in Game 1, the continuation of our doubleheader. Left fielder number 6, Matt Chamberlain. Batting third, he knocked in said game-winning run off of a bit of a squib liner down the third base line. First baseman number 41, Eric Foggo. Cleanup goes to the third baseman number 3, Jackson Draper, with fifth being Tate Kowalwich for second base. Batting sixth will be the catcher number 40, Matt Oldham, with Kellen Hathaway batting seventh, the shortstop. DHing it and batting eighth is number 17, Brandon Stone. And rounding off the order is the right fielder number 36, Tate Hagan. And look at who they're going to battle with. It will be for the Suns, number 35, Bryson Cafaro. Cafaro, a fairly familiar face over the course of a long season here at Wahconah Park. Pitched in quite a few games for the Suns so far. Four appeared as a whole, 2 starts. 13 in the third, pitched 18 hits, 15 runs with 12 earned. He's walked 4 and struck out 7. Has a losing decision to go with a unsightly 8.10 ERA.
For Cafaro, he's going to be hurtling to the catcher, Taylor Mier, with a defensive alignment for the Suns. From from third to first, Nunez, Hughes, DiMartino, and Sullivan. And from left to right, White, Matthews, Shea. Right fielder number 18, It's going to be number 2. And that is going to be Kai Nelson will be taking it. Here's the first pitch. That one is out of the zone, high and away for a ball. This ball game starting off at 6:57 p.m. This one, a high fly ball going into left. Getting underneath that one is White. He will reach up and make the grab.
A bit of an early swing, good contact, barrel of the bat. Hit very, very hard, but again, the swing is very, very early, and as such, it just has a ton of hang time, but not a lot of carry to it.
This will bring up now the center fielder, number 6, Matt Chamberlain.
And looking at Chamberlain, just a bit over 200 at 211. That's 12 of 57 with a homer. Got 15 walks and 16 RBI on the season. However, he also has stolen 13 bases, which at the moment leads the team.
Here is the first pitch. That one up and in against the lefty. 1-0. The next pitch from the lefty Cafaro is fouled off. Count 1 ball, 1 strike. Next pitch from the lefty, beautiful curveball, and it backdoors him for a called strike 1-2.
What a beautiful pitch. Right on the line. Beautiful backdoor pitch to get the second strike up.
And the next pitch, that one drops a little bit low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The lefty Cafaro, the 2-2. Fastball that drops low on the outside part of the plate. Now it's full 3-2. Here's a windup in the payout pitch from Cafaro. That one is in on the hands. Goes slow pop up, and that goes over to third baseman for Nunez, and he's able to grab that one in the infield.
Not the best swing he could have put together on that one. Very, very late in on the hands. It doesn't really travel very far. Not even that much hang time. An easy P5.
First baseman number 41, Eric Fogg. He tapped the game-winning run down the third base line.
Game 1's hero for the Sharks. He is a .333 hitter in just 7 games. He's got a homer and 5 RBI on the season.
Big cut and miss there from Fogg. Count is 0-1.
Did plenty of that in game 1.
And the 0-1 from Cafaro. This one hit back towards us. And the count now 0-2. This one is a good way of getting contact on there, but it looks like I got a piece of Mike Mooney, who apparently is remaining as the home plate umpire. Frank Nevis still on the bases. Usually, or any doubleheader, usually in the FCBL, they swap. Not this case. Cafaro with the 0-2. That one, a curveball, runs in as well as it went low. And the 1-2. On a hot shot right to the third baseman, Nunez, who easily gloves
Rainbow throw over to first in time for the final out of the inning. So it's 1-2-3 for Caparo and the Suns defense. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We now head to the bottom of the first, and the Pittsfield Suns are due up for the first time of game 2, and we now have that starting lineup.
Leading off, the Pittsfield native right field number 18, Chad Shade. Batting second, the first baseman number 38, Patrick Sullivan. The third baseman, Yvonne Nunez, will hit third and will be followed up by the center fielder number 20, Dave Matthews. Drew DiMartino, the second baseman, will bat fifth with number 30, Thomas Hughes, taking his hack sixth and manning short. Residing in left and batting seventh is number 6, Alexander White. The catcher, Taylor Mier, will bat eighth, and the order is finished up by Nolan Cloutier, who will DH and bat ninth. And looking at who the Sharks will use to respond to this starting lineup, that looks like it's going to be number 1, Dalton Ponce. Ponce has appeared in 4 games, 3 starts, 19 innings hurled with 24 hits, 6 earned runs in the ledger with 6 walks issued, 7 strikeouts recorded with a 2-1 record and a 2.84 ERA.
The right-handed hurler, Dalton Ponce, going to be hurling to the catcher, Oldham. Continuing the defensive alignment for the Sharks. From third to first, Draper, Hathaway, Colwick, and Colwick. And from left to right, you have Nelson, Chamberlain, and Hogan. Outfield dimension here at Paul Dowd Field come as follows for both game 1 and 2. 310 feet down the left field line, 377 in left field, 374 in dead center field. Right center field, the deepest part of the ballpark. The power alley, 403. Down the right field line, 305. There's right fielder number 18, Chad Shade, and his father is in the crowd. And, of course, longtime Berkshire broadcaster, Bob Shade.
Shade, a 271 hitter, 19-70 on the season, with 4 RBI to go with 8 walks and 17 strikeouts.
First pitch is a called strike at the knees. Count here is 0-1 from Ponce.
Worth noting, Shade no longer leading the team in strikeouts. That belongs now to Dave Matthews, who is sort of ahead in that regard.
Pitch. It looked a little outside, but it's called strike nonetheless, and now it's 0-2. Ponce now with the 0-2. That one is, they set up outside, but it's too high. Now a ball, 2 strikes here for Shade. Leading off the Suns' charge for offense on game 2. And the 1-2. He swings to this one and eats up the first baseman. Fogg will flip over to first, and they did get him by a half step. Good job there of Ponce covering the bag, but that one ate Foggo up pretty badly.
A tough play for Foggo, but he does a good job recuperating him. Really, whether it's a half a step or multiple steps away, they still pick up the out at first. So no harm, no foul.
So we got first baseman number 38, Patrick Sullivan. Pitch. That is low for a ball. Here's a windup. Ponce sets up to the lefty. That one runs a little tight towards the hands. Now it is 2-0 from Dalton Ponce, the starter for game 2 in this 7-inning contest. The same rules apply, where we have to go through 4.5 innings if the home team leads, 5 full if the away team is leading. That one is swung on foul back third base side. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 man gone. You're in the bottom of the first of game 2 of this doubleheader. Suns drop game 1 on a rare walk-off at home by a final score of 5-4. Again, that is the first time in FCBL history that has happened. But again, it has to be very situational.
Indeed, we will probably never see that again.
Pitch, change up, but it's too high. In the count, 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 man gone, as a steady rain is coming here onto the field and has been for, say, a good half hour, not 45 minutes. Ponce with the 3-1. That one swung on fouled yet again backwards, and now the count is full at 3-2. Shake it to the head, now winding and dealing the payoff. Guess what?
That's foul back behind third base again.
Of course, given what we're looking at for potential weather down the road, longer at-bats lead to a longer game, longer innings, and oh boy.
Yep. At least trying to go the full 5, if not 4.5 for the Suns if they're leading. And once again, the payoff. Runs in on the hands, and that'll be a free pass there for Sullivan, doing a great job of a long at-bat. Bringing up the pitches there, Dalton Ponce, bringing up the third baseman, number 39, Ivan Nunez.
Nunez, a .217 hitter out of the gate, 5 for 23 in 7 games with a homer. They go with 5 RBI, 5 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Looking at Sullivan, I mentioned it earlier in game 1, not much of a speed threat, and that is reflected by a stolen base total, which currently sits at 0.
Pitch. Low and away for a ball. Count here is 1-0. For Sullivan, it's essentially dividing by 0. Again, he's not the fleece the foot. He focuses more on his defense and at-bats with a contact and power.
And as we saw just recently, patience.
Yes. Here, the 1-0. That one does hit the outside corner against Nunez. 1 ball, 1 strike. So a steady rain coming down, nothing too hard. Here's the 1-1 with 1 man gone and a runner on first, and that one is low and away for the Aces. Wild pitch in the bottom of the first. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Here to Nunez with 1 man gone and 1 man on. Ponce has a sign as he toes the rubber, sets and deals. That one is lifted on the elevation pane from the pitcher, Ponce, as that one's too high, maybe outside as well. But it's 3 balls, 1 strike here for Ivan Nunez. One is lifted out towards center field. Going back there is Chamberlain, sits underneath that, and he makes the grab.
Didn't really square up on that one. Didn't really hit it very hard in general, and he'd really put some more force behind that thing and could have created some damage.
Center fielder number 20, Dave Matthews, digging in. Not as hard as he started off is Matthews.
Leads the team with 20 strikeouts so far this season. They've been a lot more aggressive as of late.
Pitch. That one over the inside part of the plate, but that one it does drop low. And the count is 1-0. 1-0. That one runs a little further in. No doubt about that one being a called ball or strike. It is a called ball, if you haven't noticed. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 men gone, runner on first for the Suns.
You can see the approach. They're trying to get something in on Dave Matthews, and he's really had a tough time with the inside part of the plate.
Oh, that one is cut on and missed as that pitch was high. So 2 balls, 1 strike here to Matthews.
Very much a free swinger over these last 2 or so weeks.
And the pitch. Another cut and miss there for Matthews. That one high and in. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Been pitching him in this entire at-bat. If it's even close, we've seen Matthews just hack away at it.
Here's a 2-2. They set up inside again, but it is low and inside. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 men gone. You will see Sullivan off with the pitch. Of course, the runner goes, and this one a high fly ball down the right field line. Is it fair or foul? It is a foul ball, but that one was hit quite a ways. It was maybe about 20 feet foul.
By far, I think that one actually left the entire
ballpark. It did leave the ballpark.
Yes. Very hard hit foul. Not exactly a defensive swing at that.
No, that one hit well over 350 feet.
Not bad.
Just push a little bit more fair. We'll go again from a payoff pitch, and of course, again, Sullivan going to be off with the pitch. This one is up the middle towards short, and the shortstop will, unorthodoxly, step on second himself for a 6 unassisted fielder's choice. I don't know about that being a top 10 play.
Yeah, that's.
But nonetheless, that will end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left through 1 full inning of play out of a 7-inning game 2 of a doubleheader. We now head to the top of the second. No score between the Sharks and the Suns here on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
I have a passion for the environment. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. We monitor commercial vessels, making sure our ports and waterways are safe and clean from oil or other hazardous material. We patrol our fisheries, protect marine wildlife and their habitats. With all we do, it's about protecting America.
Were you born ready to protect America? Learn more at gocoastguard.com.
Sponsored by the United States Coast Guard in cooperation with the Massachusetts Broadcasters Association and this station.
Are you prepared in the event of a disaster? I'm Jim Cantori, reminding you that the best way to make your family safer is to be prepared before disaster strikes. First, build a disaster supply kit with enough supplies for each family member for at least 3 days. Next, make a family communication or evacuation plan. Finally, stay informed. Listen to local radio and TV reports when disasters are imminent. For more information on how you can be Red Cross ready, contact your local American Red Cross chapter or visit redcross.org.
You suffer from the heartbreak of brain rot, feeling bored, sluggish, listless, not had a new idea in days, using electronic gizmos without a clue why they work. Now there's help. Ham radio, guaranteed to stimulate your corroding neurons and open a whole new world of excitement. To learn more about ham radio, go to helloradio.org.
Side effects of ham radio usage include mental stimulation, desire for education, new career paths, understanding of technology, and cases of addiction have been reported. If you experience any of these symptoms, you're welcome.
Ham radio. It's not your granddaddy's radio anymore.
You must be your fairy godmother. Yes.
It doesn't take a fairy godmother to tell you that the right fit means everything.
Good heavens, child. You can't go in that.
Children under 4'9" need to be in a booster seat because they aren't ready for adult safety belts alone. Many parents miss the important step of booster seats.
Maybe you better explain things to him.
Booster seats raise your child up so that a safety belt designed for adults will fit and protect them properly.
Oh, that does make a difference.
Remember that 4'9" is the magic number, and get your little pumpkin there safely in a booster seat.
Hop in, my dear. Oh, thank you.
And like Cinderella, you can live happily ever after.
It's like a dream. A wonderful dream come true.
For more information, visit boosterseat.gov. This has been a message from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
Hi. Check it out. It's the Terminator. Hey, when'd you get back, huh?
Did you have to shoot anyone? Why are you so distant? Are you not happy to see me?
So what's the deal? You gonna get a job now or what?
Why are you being so jumpy? Put all that stuff behind you, okay?
No one knows what it's like to come back from Iraq or Afghanistan unless they were there. Join other veterans at communityofveterans.org because we know where you're coming from. Brought to you by Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America and the Ad Council.
Top of the second. Here at Wahconah Park, no score between the Sharks and the Suns. Game 2 of a doubleheader. This one a 7-inning contest. Game 1 a continuation. Third baseman number 3, Jackson Draper, will dig in for the first time today, and he sees a first pitch on the upper inside corner, 0-1.
Jackson Draper, a .339 hitter, 19 of 56 with a homer, 11 RBI to go with 12 walks and 16 strikeouts.
That one just misses the outside corner. So a ball, a strike here in the second.
Starting to see more rain.
Here is the 1-1. This one is fouled back.
Lost his bat as well.
Well, both of them are fouled back.
I
didn't even see his bat.
It looked like it went toward the backstop a little bit.
Well, it is rainy, so I wouldn't be surprised if he breaks out the good old pine tar. The good news is he's a good sport about it. 1-2 is the count to number 3. Here's the pitch. This one is good defensive swing there from Draper, as this one is fouled back.
He's going to make a joke about, like, they're absolutely taking the bat out of his hand.
Oh, yes.
Literally.
And a 1-2. Curveball, ring him up.
Beautiful.
Well, that one, the bat was in his hands, but he decides not to bring it off his shoulders, and he will retreat back to the dugout.
That was in the air forever. That was a beautiful slow curve. Oh, boy. Doesn't get much better than that.
Bring up second baseman number 21, Tate Colwick. He will dig in from the right-hand side, that being the second baseman.
Colwick,
first pitch, and that one is outside for a ball, 1-0.
Colwick, a .310 hitter, 18 of 58, with a couple homers, 14 RBI, with 9 walks to go along with 13 strikeouts.
1-0. That one called strike on the inside corner. Here is the 1-1. That one lifted into shallow right field. DiMartino retracting back, and he will collect the catch in shallow right for the second out of the inning.
Getting up pretty good, but he still made solid contact. It's just he didn't have his bat in the right place, and as a result, it barely leaves the infield.
The catcher number 40, Matt Oldham, will step up to the dish for his final first time up here at Wahconah Park this regular season. Again, this is the last game between the Suns and the Vineyard Sharks this season.
Oldham, a .296 hitter. He's got 2 homers with 6 RBI, with 1 walk to go along with 4 strikeouts.
A check swing, but that one well high and tight. Surprised it didn't maybe get the, not the barrel of the bat, but the butt of the bat with a hand sip. It's a ball high and tight, 1-0. That one is, however, lower outside corner, called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Oldham has only played in 6 games for the Sharks this season.
I believe he's played all of them here at Wahconah Park. Pitch. That one too far low and outside. Here's the kick and deal from the lefty. That one is shattered back, going into right, shallow right, and diving as the second baseman, DiMartino. He can't get there. He laid his whole body out and just by inches goes past his glove.
Making plays like that in this type of weather is hard enough. Good effort from DiMartino, but it was always really behind the 8 ball to try to make a play like that.
We call that one the Bermuda Triangle a reason, because that one was right in between the 3 hazards, first baseman, second baseman, right fielder, and ultimately that's going to go down as a single into right.
So first base hit of the ball game as well.
Shortstop number 7, Kellen Hathaway, is going to be digging in from the right-handed side, as Oldham will sit on first. Looks like DiMartino's all right, because when you dive out and hit the ground, that hurts. And the pitch. That one drops low for a ball, 1-0. Suns for games 1 and 2 coming out in their home white uniforms. Black Suns embroidered with yellow on the front. Red numbers on the left abdomen. Black numbers embroidered with yellow on the numbers on the back. White pants with the red trim down the side. Red cap, black brim with the Suns P logo on the top. Pitch is up and away now, 1-0 for the Vineyard Sharks. Coming out in their usual road purple uniforms. Vineyard embroidered with black on the front. Same with the numbers, white embroidered with black on the back as well for the numbers. Pitches, looks like that one was high. Now it's 3-0. White pants with a black trim down the sides, black cap, black brim, and the Martha's Vineyard MV logo on the cap. 3-0. Just misses outside, and that'll be a free pass there for Kellen Hathaway.
Free in every sense of the term. A 4-pitch walk. Never even had to think about any of those pitches. He easily advances over to first. May as well not even have brought the bat.
DH, number 17, Brandon Stone, will now dig in.
Stone, a .233 hitter, 7 of 30 in 7 games played. 3 ribbies to go along with 11 strikeouts on the season.
Pitch. That one drops low for a ball, 1-0.
Essentially, as you like to call it, Billy, now 5-0.
Yes. Faro checks second. And the pitch. Now an inside corner, called strike. Now 5-1. He ends the streak. Now the 1-1, a check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. The correct call.
Correct call indeed, but that one tied him up in knots. That was way tight inside. No reason to even think about swinging at that one.
This one a hot shot right to the first baseman, Sullivan. He will dig in. Over to first himself. That will end the inning. No runs off, 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left. We head now to the bottom of the second, currently with no score between the Vineyard Sharks and the Pittsfield Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Did you know the third leading cause of fire deaths for older adults is cooking? Hi, I'm Rob Neal from the United States Fire Administration with important fire safety tips for seniors. Never leave cooking unattended because a serious fire can start in seconds. Don't wear loose clothing while cooking. Keep towels and pot holders away from the range. Double check the kitchen before you go to bed or leave your home. This message is brought to you by the United States Fire Administration, your local fire department, and this radio station.
So here's my cell phone number, my husband's cell phone number, and here's the number to the grandparents. The number of the restaurant we'll be at, it's just down the block. And I told the neighbors you were here, so if anything happens, anything at all, don't hesitate to call. And what's your cell phone number again? I don't think I put that in.
Honey,
what?
Honey, he'll be fine. Okay, let's go.
I know you're right.
The odds of a babysitter calling 911, 1 in 1,400. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 150. You know the odds of autism. Now learn some of the signs. No big smiles or other joyful expressions by 6 months. No back and forth sharing of sounds or facial expressions by 9 months. And no babbling by 12 months. To learn more of the signs and more about autism, visit autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
The number 5 batter, second baseman number 8, Drew DiMartino, will be leading things off here in the bottom of the second.
A 302 hitter, 13 to 43 in the season, 7 ribbies with 5 walks and 8 strikeouts.
Here's a pitch. That one high and tight there. Look out. Count is 1-0 after that ball. Pitch. Oh, big cut and miss as DiMartino looked at his hand. I think it slipped off before the swing was even finished. Here is the 1-1. Curveball in a beauty. That one went high and in, then went right down the middle. Good pitch there from Ponce. 1-2. Now Ponce, the 1-2. Good defensive swing. He lunges at that one. That one goes well foul.
More like a defensive jab. I don't even know that he went really all the way on that swing.
Well, jabs count in boxing matches, and they count here as continuation fouls.
I suppose so.
Here is the 1-2. This one again, a check swing, but this one unfortunately does hit the middle of the barrel of the bat. And we'll go again to 1-2. I have 4 pending trades, about to be 5.
Oh, boy. And you're tanking it this year. Congratulations.
After losing so many one category, yes. Finally, DiMartino goes down swinging. Shortstop number 30, Thomas Hughes, will dig in for the first time.
Looking at Thomas Hughes, a slow start to the plate this season. Just 136 hitter, 3 of 22 with just 2 walks and 7 strikeouts.
However, he is 1-0 as a pitcher.
I suppose he is, yes. He has more wins as a pitcher than runs driven in as a batter.
Pitch is inside, apparently over the plate. Oh, I still wrote down ball. Excuse me.
I don't blame you.
It's a called strike. Called. As Ponce has the sign and the pitch. Curve, that one's blown away. Pitch. That one drops low for a ball. Now it's 2-1. Pitch is now up for a ball, now 3-1.
All over the place in this at-bat. He went in, went low, away, now high.
3-1 to Hughes. That one is a hot shot towards his usual position at short. Throw over to first and made it look easy there with Hathaway. As that one, he nearly lost the ball. As he caught it, went all the way up to his shoulder.
I would dispute that. It looked in this wet environment, that's actually very difficult to do on the fly. And then he finally threw a bit of a weak, I'm tempted to call it a weak fastball onto first to get him out. That did not look easy at all.
Left fielder number 6, Alexander White, will take him for the first time today.
White second on the team in hitting in 17 games. 304 hitter, 17 of 56 with a homer. 3 RBI to go with 14 walks and exactly 14 strikeouts.
That's a 1-0 count. The pitch well high. Ponce with the 1-0. That one drops low for a called strike.
Leading the team in hitting despite batting all the way down in 7th.
And you get a spark at the bottom of the lineup, it appears, as Ponce with the 1-1. That one hits the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wind up and the 1-2. Outside for a ball.
Right on the line.
Home plate umpire motioning. Yes, it was outside, and I agree. Yes, outside. 2-2 with 2 gone as Ponce with the wind up, the 2-2. Same spot, and that will be ball 3.
A little bit more to the outside as it looked like a bit of a curve almost.
Here again, the windup from Ponce and the payoff. This one a hot shot foul first base side, and White will go again from a full count 3-2. Once again, the payoff. That one right down the middle on the outer half. Called strike 3, and no doubt about that one. That is going to be the first strikeout of the ball game for Dalton Pence. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. A 1-2-3 inning for Ponce and the Shark defense. No score between the Sharks and the Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Are you prepared in the event of a disaster? I'm Jim Cantori, reminding you that the best way to make your family safer is to be prepared before disaster strikes. First, build a disaster supply kit with enough supplies for each family member for at least 3 days. Next, make a family communication or evacuation plan. Finally, stay informed. Listen to local radio and TV reports when disasters are imminent. For more information on how you can be Red Cross ready, contact your local American Red Cross chapter or visit redcross.org.
So here's my cell phone number, my husband's cell phone number, and here's the number to the grandparents. The number of the restaurant we'll be at, it's just down the block. And I told the neighbors you were here, so if anything happens, anything at all, don't hesitate to call. And what's your cell phone number again? I don't think I put that in.
Honey,
what?
Honey, he'll be fine. Okay, let's go.
I know you're right.
The odds of a babysitter calling 911, 1 in 1,400. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 150. You know the odds of autism. Now learn some of the signs. No big smiles or other joyful expressions by 6 months. No back and forth sharing of sounds or facial expressions by 9 months. And no babbling by 12 months. To learn more of the signs and more about autism, visit autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Paul Dowd Field at historic Wahconah Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Pittsfield Suns taking on the Martha's Vineyard Sharks in Game 2 as this one's foul tipped off the bat of right fielder number 36, Matt Hogan. So it's a foul ball. County is 0-1. The windup here from Cafaro, the lefty. Fires, and this one is over the outside part of the plate, but low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And it looks like this is Matt Hogan's season debut with the Martha's Vineyard Sharks.
This one is kicked foul over towards the Shark dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the 1-2. Oh, beautiful curve from Cafaro. Swings and misses. First strike 3. That's the second strikeout for Cafaro today, bringing up the leadoff hitter, left fielder number 2, Kai Nelson, who flew out to left to begin this contest.
Nothing else we've seen from Cafaro. He has some beautiful curves. Reaching into his back pocket on that one on the 2-strike pitch. Beautiful timing.
Here is the pitch to Nelson over the outside part of the plate, low. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 man gone here in the top of the 3rd in this 7-inning Game 2 of a doubleheader contest. Hot shot down the left field line. Foul ball. Good 5 feet. It was foul, but still very close. Now the 1-1, that one a little high and tight. So a ball, a strike, and a man gone. Now the next pitch, that one looks like that one dropped low. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 man gone here now. Cafaro with the windup to 3-1. That one inside for a ball. Nelson's going to be over on first now with 1 man gone. You're going to have to watch out for him, but he's also going to have to watch out for Taylor Mier behind home plate.
Yes, Nelson's stolen 10 bases in the season for the Sharks. That's second on the team with the man who's in first right now at home plate.
That being center fielder number 6, Matt Chamberlain, popped out to 3rd in his first trip. This one pops up towards 3rd, but going to be running out of room there is Nunez. Runner on first is Nelson. Watch out for him on the base paths. And a pickoff motion over towards first, and he got Nelson leaning a little bit, but he's back in safely. Nelson with a shorter lead than previous. The 0-1. He slap bunts, but it goes foul.
Interesting timing for that. Not laying down a bunt until an 0-1 count. Going to have to take the bat off his shoulders now.
Steady rain, nothing heavy. Pretty steady. It's a 0-2 count to Matt Chamberlain with 1 man gone, a runner on first. No score between the Sharks and the Suns. At the top of the 3rd, another pickoff move towards first. Another pickoff move over towards first, and he's getting very close. with his movements now to being a balk. Here is the pitch. Hits him. Curveball that just hung and did not break.
Yeah, definitely slipped on the delivery there. That one looked like he was trying to pound the inside part of the plate, trying to ring him up on that pitch. But it just didn't work out.
Here is game one hero for the Sharks, Eric Fogg, with a slow squib down the third base line. However, he did ground out to third in his first attempt in the first. Cafaro with the pitch. It is low. Good block there from Mier. Count is 1-0. From the stretch, Cafaro has a sign. Here's the pitch. Hot shot headed towards second. On his knees is DiMartino with a fantastic throw to second, saving a bases-loaded jam with one gone.
A great throw from DiMartino. Of course, he doesn't turn the double play, but getting the runner at second, that alleviates plenty of pressure and puts a second out on the board. A good athletic play to do it from his knee as well.
I wanted to say he was sliding, but he just stopped there during the slide. I'll go down as a fielder's choice 4-6. Runners on the quarters now with two men gone. Bring up third baseman number 3, Jackson Draper from the left-hand side. He struck out looking to begin the second inning. The lefty fires to the lefty, and the first pitch is in there on the lower inside corner, 0-1. Cafaro the stretch, 0-1. Called strike on the outside corner. Beautiful locating pitch. And now he is in the driver's seat, 0-2. Now the 0-2 from Cafaro goes right at him, off of his glove, going towards the second baseman. DiMartino throw over to first for an easy 1-4-3 put out.
You can see that every day.
And that is going to end the inning. A 1-4-3 put up. No runs, no hits, no errors, 2 men left, and we now head through 2.5 to the bottom of the third. Suns and Sharks all knotted up at 0-0. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Hi, we're talking to real smokers about quitting. Tell me when you smoke and why you smoke.
Eat, cigarette, kids, cigarette, dinner, another cigarette.
One on my way to lunch, one after lunch.
And another cigarette, and another cigarette.
Have you tried to quit?
Yes. I become angry.
It ain't that easy. You can't just quit cold turkey. I tried.
What would you do different?
Actually having a plan and thinking it through.
You have to relearn how to live your life without a cigarette in your hand.
With the right plan, you can quit smoking. Free at becomeanx.org. X, a new way to think about quitting. Brought to you by X and the Ad Council.
Salagadoola, metricaboola, bibbidi-bobbidi. You must be your fairy godmother. Yes.
It doesn't take a fairy godmother to tell you that the right fit means everything.
Good heavens, child. You can't go in that.
Children under 4'9" need to be in a booster seat because they aren't ready for adult safety belts alone. Many parents miss the important step of booster seats.
Maybe you better explain things to him.
Booster seats raise your child up so that a safety belt designed for adults will fit and protect them properly.
Oh, that does make a difference.
Remember that 4'9" is the magic number, and get your little pumpkin there safely in a booster seat.
Hop in, my dear. Oh, thank you.
And like Cinderella, you can live happily ever after.
It's like a dream. A wonderful dream come true.
For more information, visit boosterseat.gov. This has been a message from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
Bottom of the third, the 8-9-1 batters, Mier, Cloutier, and Shade. This is the catcher number 16, Taylor Mier. First pitch swinging, and it's fouled back 0-1. This is his first time up.
Mier, a 293 hitter, 12 of 41, 3 RBI to go with 5 walks and 10 strikeouts in the season.
Here's the pitch, and that one a little tight, but it's called strike nonetheless. 0-2. The 0-2, that one high and, well, tight as well. There's no debate here. I would hope so.
No doubt about that. Almost a little bit of chin music, at least closer to doing that than it was to actually hitting the zone.
Now the 1-2. This one is chopped back off of the glove of the catcher there, Oldham as well. We'll go again from 1 and 2.
High enough to reach our crowd mic, just, of course, not far enough.
Here's a 1-2 here from Ponce. That one is yet again exact same thing. Fouled back off the glove of Oldham, who cannot corral it. We'll go again. 1 and 2. Wind's really starting to pick up here as well.
Wind, rain, and
sun.
We're getting to about the 8 o'clock hour, and it's only going to get worse from here on out, unfortunately.
Here's a 1-2 from Ponce. That one, again, good defensive swing from Mier. A 1-2 count, but this is the 7th pitch of this plate appearance for Mier. Here is the 1-2. Bring him up, called strike 3, and he knew it the whole way.
No doubt about it there. That one, beautiful pitch on the inside part of the plate. Just locked him tight in key.
Nolan Cloutier, the designated hitter, number 9 hitter, will dig in.
You don't really see Cloutier around much here at Wahconah Park. Only appearing in his 11th game this season. A .212 hitter, 7 of 33, with 1 RBI, 3 walks, and 11 strikeouts.
First pitch is low to Cloutier. 1 ball, no strikes. Ponce has a sign, lines, deals. The 1-0, this one lifted into right. However, the second baseman there on a humpback line drive collects the out, robbing him of a base hit.
It doesn't carry quite far enough, and it's not hit very hard. Barely leaving the infield, and of course, as you see, not even really leaving the infield as it finds the second baseman's glove.
Right fielder 18, Chad Shade. He rounded out to first base, and Fogg was eaten up on the play. Threw over to Ponce, the pitcher who's covering first, just barely got Shade, as the pitch does hit the upper outside corner. Now the 0-1. Oh, cut on and miss. Was fooled by the curved ball there from Ponce, and now it is 0-2. Shakes his head no. Now has it. Hurls. The 0-2 is high, also away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's a windup and the 1-2. Big cut and miss, and that one is swung on, dropped. Throw over to first in time. That will end the inning. Strikeout 2-3 on the assisted putout at first. A 1-2-3 inning for the second straight inning for Ponce. We now head through 3 full innings to the top of the 4th. No score between the Sharks and the Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Hi, we're talking to real smokers about quitting. Tell me when you smoke and why you smoke.
Eat, cigarette, kids, cigarette, dinner, another cigarette.
One on my way to lunch, one after lunch.
And another cigarette, and another cigarette.
Have you tried to quit?
Yes. I become angry.
It ain't that easy. You can't just quit cold turkey. I tried.
What would you do different?
Actually having a plan and thinking it through.
You have to relearn how to live your life without a cigarette in your hand.
With the right plan, you can quit smoking. Free at becomeanx.org. X, a new way to think about quitting. Brought to you by X and the Ad Council. Exercise is hard.
So is maintaining a healthy diet. Of course, neither is half as hard as dying. Sadly, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and stroke kill nearly 1 million people a year. Even sadder, most of these deaths are preventable with a few lifestyle changes, including regular activity, healthier eating, and not smoking. Talk to your doctor about your risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And if your doctor recommends lifestyle changes or medication, listen. The reason so many die is because not enough are willing to change. You can stop it, starting right now. It's your life. Listen to your doctor. Eat better. Get moving. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES. A message from the American Diabetes Association.
Right now, we are in the top of the fourth, or at least heading that way. But currently, as you see, there is a meeting between both managers, that being Jay Mendez and Matt Gedman, talking with home plate umpire Mike Mooney and bases umpire Frank Nevis regarding the situation of the field and the condition of the field.
It's been a pretty steady rain for about an hour now.
At least an hour and a half, really.
Yeah, and it's only looking to get worse later on in the night. We, of course, have not played the minimum required to have an actual ball game, and even if we had, there hasn't been a score yet, so I don't really, I guess we would, if it were that way, we'd call a tie, but that's a moot point because we've only played a few innings. So I wonder, I'm interested to see what's going to happen. I don't know. In fact, I know that the Sharks aren't coming back here in the regular season this season, so if this game, if they call it right here, I do believe it would just straight up be canceled. I do believe.
They're at least seeing about the condition. The rain has been steady. It has been light, but steady.
It's going to get worse later on in the night, though. Around 8 and 9 p.m., we're expected to get hammered hard. So,
oh, they're going to wave them off.
Oh, my.
They're going to wave them off. It'll be very interesting on what happens here and what they're going to do.
If they're going to take them off, I probably would assume they're going to just straight up call it.
They are.
Oh, my.
They are calling the game.
Well, that's unfortunate.
So that is going to be it here for the doubleheader. I wish we could do a post game for you, ladies and gentlemen, but
we really wouldn't have.
So that will do it here at Dowd Field at Wahconah Park. This game is going to be canceled. So it is a doubleheader, but, well, we only played really one game, essentially.
We played like a half of a piece of one game and like maybe a third of the other, and didn't even get to finish the third of that game.
So the next game that you'll hear from us is going to be tomorrow as the Pittsfield Suns take on the Worcester Bravehearts here. First pitch is going to be scheduled at 6:30. However, pregame is set for 6 o'clock. Andrew, your final thoughts on today's, well, hosting away game.
Yeah.
Walk-off loss and, well, canceled game where we went a third of a game.
I got to admit, it's difficult to give thoughts on. We really didn't even technically get a full game. We got like half of the first game, and I guess we should say we technically didn't even get the second one because I do believe we're going to be just throwing this game out completely, statistics and everything. So really, I guess I just want to look at the first game and really not much happened there. Unfortunately, Mike Noki and the Suns defense gives up a walk-off RBI single on their own home field, which is really just that stings a lot in front of your own home crowd to give up a walk-off shot. But nonetheless, that's a tough loss to take if you're the Suns, and it's sweet revenge for the Sharks, who will win that game at least. Suns now 11-13 on the season, looking to come back tomorrow and pick back up where they left off in terms of their momentum, which going into tonight's game has been pretty solid. Won 7 of the last 10 games, probably the hottest team in the FCBL, and look to open up that book again tomorrow. And other than that, I guess we'll just hopefully they can do just that.
So the Suns lose game 1, essentially, by a final score of 5-4. Game 2 canceled after 3 innings due to weather. This is the last time we're seeing Jay Mendez and the Martha's Vineyard Shark squad, at least for the regular season. More than likely, we are going to see them on All-Star Day on July 17th. We'll see one, if not many, of those Sharks. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening in. We hate to have the game end like this, but the good news is you won't have to wait too much longer for more Pittsfield Suns baseball. Alongside Andrew Belargent for players, coaches, umpires, and fans, this is Billy Madewell signing off, saying thank you for watching the Pittsfield Suns baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Thank you very much for listening and watching in. We'll talk to you all tomorrow at 6 p.m. against the Bravehearts.
Thank you for listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Please join us next time for more exciting baseball action from Paul Dowd Field at historic Wahconah Park. This play-by-play broadcast of Pittsfield Suns Baseball was a production of the Pittsfield Suns. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the accounts and descriptions of this game without the express written consent of the Pittsfield Suns is strictly prohibited.